says that the international law and treaties shall be applicable to our country. Yes.
Okay.
Court. But the criminal law, the concept of law in civil law is usually the disobedience of an order served upon a party.
And what are the elements of the content under the civil law?
The elements are: one, disobedience of a lawfully served court order.
Served, yeah.
And the order must have been personally served and receipt acknowledged.
That is actual knowledge of the order.
Yes.
What is the other one?
And then the order must have been issued by a court, tribunal, or a court or a tribunal. Yes.
Okay, you look for the third one. Next questions will be asked by Justice Majanja.
Thank you. I just have one question. Tell us about the burden of proof in election cases.
The burden of proof in election cases is above the balance of convenience, but beyond reasonable doubt. It's almost in the middle.
Are you sure? And what is the burden of proof in election offenses?
The burden of proof in election offenses is on the person who is alleging the disobedience of the order.
And the standard of proof in election offenses?
It's in election offenses.
Yes.
It's beyond reasonable doubt because it's an offense.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Maybe you want to read more on that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable CJ. Council, I have a few questions for you. I remember you used to practice before my court in Eldoret when I was there.
True, my lord.
Yes. So I have a few questions. I'm sure you are aware of the blueprint launched by the Honorable CJ.
I'm aware, my lord.
STAJ.
Yes.
It's a social transformation through access to justice.
Yes.
I want you to discuss with me very briefly two aspects of that blueprint.
Yes.
Number one is inclusivity. How do you understand inclusivity within that set out?
Inclusivity.
What does the Honorable CJ and the judiciary, what is their aspiration in terms of inclusivity?
Inclusivity means that all persons, be they the judiciary, be they all sectors in the delivery of justice must be involved towards achieving the social transformation.
Inclusivity is not about embracing everybody.
Yes, that is what I mean, my lord. Impressing everybody.
Well, could you give me an example of in what?
The court user committee.
In terms of the Constitution of Kenya.
Yes.
Where do you find the issue, the requirement for inclusivity?
It's in
not necessarily any article,
yes,
but just under what theme?
It's on the theme of the access to justice.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, I will also include the discrimination.
And
the principle against discrimination.
Yes.
Yes, also. What about the other aspect I want to ask you, your understanding of it? In that blueprint, we have got one of the tenets is cooperative dialogue. How do you understand by cooperative dialogue?
Cooperative dialogue means you involve all players towards achieving success to justice.
Give me some of the players, principal players.
Some of the principal players are the judicial staff. We have members of the public. We have the legislature and the executive. Yes.
Okay, thank you. Now, in terms of you said as a practitioner that your achievement is to, after commencement of a claim or a case, that you conclude within 1 year. Is that realistic? Is that really? Don't you think that's very ambitious? I mean,
My Lord,
I was a practitioner for 20 years before I became a judge.
My Lord, it has worked. The reason why it has worked is one, as opposed to your times nowadays, we have witness statements. Witness statements save on judicial time. If you have a comprehensive judicial statement or comprehensive witness statement, what happens is only for the witness to be cross-examined.
Yes.
And then secondly, we have also alternative means of solving disputes.
So you do that?
Yes.
Okay.
I've even participated in the same.
Okay.
Yes.
But you have no control, court diary.
On the court diary.
Adjournments by the other party, maybe, if I assuming that you're not to blame.
No, like for if I'm prosecuting for the plaintiff, I'll ensure that on the first day I avail all my witnesses. That is what I strive to do.
Okay.
Yes.
That's a big achievement. I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. Good morning once again, Council.
Morning, Council.
And hope the residents of Eldoret are doing okay.
Yes.
Okay. Why do you think we normally ask candidates for their sample writings?
It's to enable guide the commission on the ability of the candidates to do good judgments, to do good proceedings, and also to keep good records.
Okay, thank you. And when you're drafting a judgment or when you're doing submissions, what are some of the key things that must be contained
In a judgment.
in a judgment, or if you're an advocate, submissions?
First, you'll give a summary of the evidence. 2, you'll give a summary of the issues to be determined. 3, upon giving the summary of the issues to be determined, you'll also look at the law applicable, and then you make your conclusion on the issues filed and the findings. Yes.
Where is the place of decided cases?
The place of
Documents are not signed or dated, so we can't even confirm whether they are authentic or you just pick them from somewhere. All of them, all the 5.
I'm sorry about that, but they are my pleadings. Yes.
Oh, okay, but you can't tell. You're in partnership or you're sole proprietor?
I'm in sole proprietorship.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. So the judiciary has embraced a multi-door approach to justice, and among the systems it's embraced is the alternative justice system.
Yes.
And we have adopted what is known as the agency theory of jurisdiction, so that this AJS system are able to know if they have the mandate or powers to handle certain cases. What is your understanding of the agency theory of jurisdiction under the AJS?
Agency theory is whether it confirms whether or not the court has the requisite jurisdiction to handle a matter handed over to it. Yes.
So and it's not the court, it's the AJS, not the court.
The AJS,
Yes.
the alternative dispute.
So what parameters do you use to measure whether the AJS has jurisdiction or not? What steps must you be satisfied with?
You look at the law applicable, then you also look at the statutes in force on whether the the AJS has the jurisdiction to handle the matter.
Okay. Lastly, is on witness protection. As a trial judge, you might find yourself handling cases where a witness is under the witness protection program. What are some of the challenges you're likely to face in situations where you have witnesses under the witness protection program?
One
And
of
how
the
would you
challenge-
address them?
Sorry. One of the challenges is the cost of keeping the witnesses.
As a judge,
Yes. As a judge,
yes.
one of the problems would be how to ensure that that witness comes to court when required.
How would you address that challenge?
I think I would liaise with the deputy registrar to give the necessary guidance on where the witness resides.
The other particular issue, that second challenge?
The second challenge would be on identification of the witness, because these are protected witness, so his identity should not be known to the person is coming to give evidence against.
So how would you address that challenge?
They would have to change their place of abode.
So how would you do it as a judge?
As a judge, I would write to the registrar to give funds to facilitate the same.
Have you heard of the Witness Protection Agency
Yes,
and their role?
yes.
Okay. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Chair. I have just one brief question. You are successful, you become a judge, you are posted at the Civil Division at Milimani, and day one, you find you have 5 cases for pre-trial. Please describe to us the steps you will take and ultimately what orders you will give.
First, I look at the nature of the case. Secondly, I look at the age of the cases. Thirdly, I would give directions whether to refer some of the matters to arbitration, alternative justice resolution mechanism. Then in the others, I will also want to give dates or directions in the same.
Okay, that's all you will do?
Then I'll fast track the old matters, and those which cannot proceed, we fix them for mention with a view of finding out their status or the reason why they have not been able to proceed.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, my lady.
Thank you, Honorable Chair, and welcome again, Council. I have only one question for you. Would you share with us what are some of the key elements of an independent exercise of judicial authority by a judge?
Impartial,
And try to explain.
I explained. Impartial means is free. Is free to make decisions from bias, undue influence, or pressure from any person, legislature, or any other authority, based on the law and the constitution. Secondly, we have equality, as a, not to be discriminative, biased, based on the age, gender, and or any other consideration. Then thirdly, you are supposed to be competent and diligent. You're supposed to be able to conduct your proceedings in time, deliver judgments on time, and also have a good understanding and knowledge of the law.
Thank you, Chair. Now, I also have a short question for you. Findings tell us that less than 20% of Kenyans can access the formal justice system. What is to justice?
The impediments are: one, lack of funds; two, ignorance; and then three, some people are so far away from the courts, so their inability to access justice.
You mean by lack of funds?
Like funds to, like if it's a matter to be filed in court, they may lack the requisite funds. Yes, to pay for the filing fees or instructing a lawyer.
So it is the cost of
The cost of-
accessing
yes.
that justice.
Yes.
Now, what would you recommend be done to allow more Kenyans access justice? What reform issues would you propose?
Like we have the pro bono. Some cases are being done by the National Legal Aid. So one of the proposals is to properly fund the National Legal Aid Council so that they can be able to take up some of these cases. Then for the courts, I think there's already a proposal in place to have a high court in every county and a magistrate's court in every sub-county.
Have you heard of AJS?
Yes, alternative justice resolution mechanism. Yes. Alternative justice resolution mechanism.
Just that. Okay, thank you.
Jay, Council, my first question to you would be in terms of the documents you're supposed to submit in your bid. One of them is tax compliance.
Yes.
What is your status with KRA?
My status with KRA is that I'm compliant as at 2022. 2023 compliance will be out when we file the returns by June.
The document I have shows that you're tax compliant 2021. That is what you provided. And KRA, because it's a body that we work closely with,
Yes.
says that you are not compliant. You're not tax compliant.
I'm not aware because I have the compliance for 2022, which
Where
I
is
submitted.
it?
It's in my documents.
I have seen for 2021. Now it's 2024.
Yes. So for 2023 will be due by June.
What we have there is for 2021. Anyway, as we look at that document, Commissioner Ngutia, you could confirm. Yes, for
There were
2021.
two.
Okay. I am sure you've given much thought to your bid to becoming a judge. What are some of the challenges you judges experience?
Some of the challenges they face are: one, you have to make a sacrifice to be away from the family in view of the nature of the job. Secondly, judges also face the difficulty of being followed up by litigants and other consumers of justice, maybe to get favorable judgments, serve this country. And then I'm a person of integrity. So really, I know the calling, what it calls for to be a judge. So I'll be compliant with the codes and ethics, judicial code and ethics of being a judge.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Thank you on the procedure.
Thank you very much, commissioners, and thank you also, Mr. Muinamo, for availing yourself for this interview. I think this brings us to the end of the interview. We always give a candidate an opportunity to say something before we release them.
I would thank the Judicial Service Commission for availing me this opportunity to appear before them. Thank you.
Thank you for coming. We wish you well. We will get in touch with you when we complete the process, but we send you with our greetings to your constituency in Eldoret.
I will, my lord.
Yes, and we keep advising candidates to keep doing the good job that they are doing. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes,
I
to
appreciate
uphold
it.
the profession.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Have a good day and have a good weekend.
Same to you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.